What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Essential Style. So in the past 3 months, I've managed to lose 10 pounds. Yes, losing 10 pounds over 3 months doesn't sound like a lot. However, I would always rather lose weight slowly and consistently than lose 10 pounds in a month, because in my experience, losing 10 pounds in a month means you're just going to gain it right back in another month. So September 5th, which is about 3 months ago, I actually was wearing, I don't know if it was this shirt, I think it was a different shirt, but it was a very similar color shirt. So I wanted to wear this shirt to show you the difference in my body, right? So you can see, if I actually pull the shirt tight, you can see I don't really have many love handles. My stomach is pretty flat. If I stick it out, it goes out a little bit, but hey, it happens. It's not a big deal. We're going in the right direction here. And you could also see just the way my physique has slowly changed. That day in Bryant Park, September 5th, which was my first trip into Manhattan as a full-time YouTuber, and I talked about being a full-time YouTuber. Because I gotta be honest, when I actually watched that footage back 3 months ago, I said, oh my God, my shoulders don't look as built up as they should be, and my stomach and my, what do you call these over here? My love handles, a little bit bowing out. I was definitely had a bit of a midsection going on, but I knew I wasn't looking my best back then. So today, what I wanna do is go over 8 things that I did that helped me lose the weight slowly and consistently. Again, we're not talking 10 pounds in 2 weeks, 10 pounds in 3 months, and maybe you can take some of these tips and hopefully they can help you lose weight and slim down as well. Quick disclaimer, try this at your own risk. Definitely check with your doctor. I'm not a doctor. This is for entertainment purposes only. The first thing that I actually did was intermittent fasting. I've been doing intermittent fasting for a very, very long time. I want to say at least 5 years. It works for me. I'm not hungry when I wake up. I find that if I just have a cup of coffee and a cup of water when I first wake up, I feel better, I feel more alert, I wake up better. And back when I was eating cereal and always had to eat something as soon as I woke up, I just felt more bloated in the morning. I felt more tired in the morning. So overall, I just feel better mentally and physically. I feel more alert, more awake, like I'm with it if I just have coffee and water in the morning and I don't make my first meal, or I don't eat my first meal until 12, 1 or 2 o'clock. That's what works for me. Now, when I first started intermittent fasting, I actually lost like 5 pounds in the course of just a few weeks. So I thought this was great. That was only a very temporary weight loss, because I've actually, on intermittent fasting, I've actually gained a lot of weight. Why? I thought you don't eat half the day. Yeah, you don't eat half the day. I didn't eat till 12, but my problem was always late at night at dinner, I would snack. I would eat a lot of high fat, high sugar snacks, high sugar, just bad stuff. In that eating window between 12 and 8 p.m., I would actually eat more than when I was eating just before I was intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is not a magic bullet like I thought it was, but it's just one piece in your toolkit that you can use in order to slim down and just help you feeling great, looking great. So definitely give fasting a shot, see if it works out for you. It definitely has worked out for me, and it's just something that I like doing. The second thing I did was I significantly cut back on alcohol. Now, time of filming this video, I'm actually 36 and a half years old. So if I go out and I have 3, 4, 5 beers, I actually, the next day is not gonna be as easy as when I was 25, 26 years old. Hangovers have gotten worse, and it is just not a way I wanna spend my days anymore. I'd rather drink a lot less or not drink at all if it's going to mean that I'm going to have to sacrifice the whole next day and make myself sick and basically have to nurse and doctor myself the whole day. Now, cutting back on alcohol is something I think we should all do, especially around the holiday season. Calorically, 1 beer is only 150 calories, but if you have 2, 3, or 4 of them, now you're at 600, between 400 and 600 calories in that one sitting. But now, when you're under the influence of alcohol, when you're drunk, you're going to want to eat more fatty foods, and that is where you're really going to go off the rails. If you do that every single weekend, not the actual alcohol that's going to make you fat and make you bloated. It's going to be the other stuff. When we drink, we tend to lose a lot of our willpower, and a lot of times, I know I used to just want fries. I wanted fried chicken. I would eat 3 to 4 times the amount that I would normally eat had I not been drinking 3, 4, or 5 beers. So that's something else. It's alcohol actually does lower your willpower, and then you do want to get that ice cream, or you do want to get that fatty foods. You do want to go to McDonald's, Taco Bell, and just pig out. And then the next day, now not only are you hungover, but now you took in an extra 1,000, 2,000, sometimes 5,000 calories. Not going to be good for your system, not going to have you feeling good, and it's definitely not going to help you slim down. So definitely consider cutting back on alcohol. If you're struggling with it, it might be better just to stop drinking altogether. But cutting back on alcohol is one of the best things I did for my weight loss and also just my overall energy levels throughout the day. The third thing I did was I stopped going out to eat all the time. I used to go out to eat 3 or 4 times a week. Here in New York City, in the Astoria section of Queens, there's a lot of great restaurants. There's always a new restaurant to try. I have not even tried a tenth of the restaurants in my area. However, going out to eat, not only is it very expensive, your meals are going to be 3 times higher in the calorie department. There's also going to be a lot more salt, sugar, and fat, which is something that's going to make you retain water and it's going to make your body store fat. So definitely cut back going out to eat at restaurants. We still go out to eat, my wife and I, maybe once, maximum twice a week, just because we're on a tighter budget right now. But I found that not going out to eat as much definitely has helped me slim down a whole lot. Tip number 4 is going to be limit snacks and sugars to once or twice a week. Now, this was a big one for me. I used to think that, okay, I didn't eat till 2 or 3 o'clock. I've been fasting, doing my intermittent fasting until 3 o'clock, right? I'm good. And you know what happened at 9 or 10 o'clock at night? I'd be hungry. I'd want a snack. I'd want sugar. I'd go walk to the deli. I would get a candy bar. I would get some sort of fruit chews. I would get something that was very high in sugar and very tasty. And that had me going off the rails. I used to do that 3 to 4 nights a week, sometimes 5 nights a week, just because it was too late to cook. I didn't want to go and spend more money and actually get takeout somewhere else, like at one of the restaurants. And I knew the deli was going to be a bit cheaper. However, once I stopped the late night snacking on those sugary snacks and high fat snacks, my weight started to slowly but consistently come down. Now I still do it, but I only do it twice a week at most. I don't do it every single night. Instead, I get some things like seltzer. I drink water. I've drank decaf coffee 8 o'clock at night just because I have a craving and I need something to soothe that craving. So definitely, if you're a snacker, if you have a sweet tooth like I do, it's a lot easier to just limit yourself to once or twice a week than it is to just do it 5 or 6 times a week. Because if you just say no, never again, that's too hard for me. Maybe that works for you, but I can't do that. But limiting it to once or twice a week is really something that works for me, and the weight has continued to come off. And the 6th thing that I've done that's helped me lose weight is actually just be mindful of what I eat and what I put in my mouth. I'm not on any sorts of crazy diet. I'm not vegan. I'm not vegetarian. I'm not keto. I'm not on the paleo. I'm not on anything like that. But I just use my head. If I get a hamburger, which I don't really eat red meat a lot anymore. But if I get a burger and it comes with fries, I know I should eat that burger first and then give it a little bit, because if I just eat the fries and the burger, that's an extra 500 to 1,000 calories, not to mention the fat and the salt that's loaded in those French fries. I don't really eat fast food. I think I eat fast food on average once a month, maybe even less. My favorite fast food is actually Wendy's or Chick-fil-A, but they're not in my area. I have to get in my car and drive through New York City traffic. I don't eat it that much at all anymore. Red meat, I mentioned red meat. I don't eat steak a lot. I don't eat hamburgers a lot. Basically chicken. My diet has a lot of chicken in it. I do eat sushi from time to time, but sushi is something that is very expensive, so I only eat it like once every few weeks. So I'm just mindful of what I put in my mouth. I don't always just run to the thing that's gonna taste the greatest, that's usually loaded with salt, sugar, and fat. But when I go out to eat, I stick with the water. I don't get the soda, because what happens when they bring you one soda? You finish that soda and they give you a free refill most of the time. Now you've got 2 sodas, that's a ton of sugar, a ton of extra calories. Just that soda is 2 sodas is like 400 or 500 calories alone, and probably like bonkers crazy amounts of sugar. So nowadays in the modern world, we know what's not good for us. We know soda's not good. We know snacks are not good. We know French fries are not good. We know red meat's not the greatest to eat all the time. So just be mindful of what you put in your mouth. Constantly snacking, constantly eating high sugar, high fat foods or snacks, you're not going to be losing the weight. And this is something that just ever since I'm actually mindful of this, my weight has continued to come down. Because what used to happen to me is my weight would come down after 2 weeks and I'd be like, great, I'm gonna go buy a package of Oreos. And all of a sudden my weight would just go right back up and I'd sit there and say, why can't I lose the weight? It was because I would go off the rails and I wouldn't always pay attention to what I was eating and what I was putting in my mouth. All right, another 7th thing that I've actually done to lose some of the weight is actually going to the gym. Strength training in the gym. I go a minimum of 3 times a week. Sometimes I go 4 or 5 times a week. I think honestly, sometimes I go too much to the gym. But strength training is something that has just been done wonders for me. It makes me feel good. It prevents injury. And I think everyone should do basic strength training. Just pick a gym, the cleanest and closest gym to you. That's the gym you should go to because it's going to be easier for you to go there. There's not going to be a lot of barriers to go there, right? But doing strength training, what happens is when your body builds muscle, you actually can burn fat more. Like the more muscle I have right now, on my body, the more fat my body burns by just me standing here. Or if I was sitting down on the couch, the more muscle I burn, or the more fat that I burn, sorry. It's not a lot, but every little bit counts. And this is the reason why, even back when I used to snack a whole lot during the holidays, I would only gain an extra 5 or 10 pounds, where some people would go up like 20 pounds. Like the people that used to ride bikes a lot, their weight would go crazy. So since I've had muscle in my body and I've been going to the gym for the past few years, I think this is the reason why when my weight did spike up around the holidays when I lived with my mom and she left a whole bunch of chocolate snacks and M&Ms out, this is the reason why I would only gain 5 or 8 pounds every year, while other people that weren't hitting the gym as much or weren't as religious as going to the gym, their weight would go up 15, sometimes 20 pounds, which is just crazy. And then they'd lose it because they would just start to move around more in the summer, and then the weight would just go right back up. So definitely going to the gym, strength training, it's helped me a lot. Again, mentally, it's helped me. I love going to the gym. It's my sanctuary. I love working out. I don't go too crazy. You can see I got a little bit of muscle. I want to be muscular. I want to be fit and healthy. I want to live a long, healthy life. So going to the gym, something we all should do. Definitely, you don't have to be a big buff bodybuilder. Don't worry about that. But going to the gym is definitely going to help prevent injury and also help you keep slim, since you can have more muscle on your body and you're just going to feel better if you go to the gym. So going to the gym has definitely helped me tremendously. Now the 8th and final tip is going to be cycling. I cycle as much as I can. You see I got one of my bikes right back there. It has been a struggle to get out there, so I did have the bike on the indoor trainer, which is right over there. I actually had this black bike on the indoor trainer a little while ago, but I found that it was just so hard to do that, so I actually started to ride my bikes outside. As it gets colder and colder and colder out, this is going to be a little bit more of a struggle, but it's definitely something, it helps me just feel better cardiovascularly. It helps my lungs and heart stay healthy, which means that I could actually burn more fat. And I also enjoy cycling. When it comes to cardio, we should all be doing cardio, but a lot of us don't want to be sitting there and doing the Stairmaster in the gym or running or walking on the treadmill. That's pretty boring. But if you can find something that you love, like bikes. I love bikes. I always loved riding all sorts of different bikes. I like road cycling and gravel cycling. I like bikes with these curly Q handlebars, I call them, road drops. For anyone that doesn't know, that's the brake levers are like that. Cycling has definitely helped me stay healthy from a cardio perspective, and I can definitely feel that when I'm just walking around, walking up the stairs. We live on a 3rd floor apartment, so I'm like practically running up the stairs now and not even getting out of breath. So definitely find something that works for you, whether it's maybe going for walks, maybe it's going for runs, maybe it's cycling, maybe it's indoor cycling, maybe it is cardio, maybe you do like going to the gym and walking on the treadmill while you put your phone right there and you're watching your show on Netflix or Hulu or whatever you watch. Or watch these videos. You can watch these videos on how to lose weight while you're actually losing weight and walking on the treadmill. That's going to help the time pass. But definitely find something that you like. It could be as simple as maybe you just choose to walk 20 minutes to work versus taking the bus or taking the train. Or maybe you just like walking up the stairs more than taking the escalator. Pay attention if you're ever going in New York City, pay attention. There's always a line for the escalator, but not a lot of people are walking up the stairs. So cycling for me has definitely helped me stay healthy, and it's just a lot of fun. So that's it. 8 things that I have done that have helped me lose 10 pounds in 3 months. I probably could have gone more radical and more aggressive and lost more. However, I would rather just lose it slowly and consistently. That way, when I lose it, it stays off. As always, thanks so much to every single one of you for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. Reminder to subscribe if you haven't already. It's totally free. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I hope it helped. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.